Trained killers destroy loudmouth punks. Jason Solomon marched into the cage with swag, ready to face Amitesh Chabi. He's confident, and he's showing that. He had all three: the walk, the talk, and the confidence of a man who'd already won. But Chabi wasn't won over by the performance because he was there for a record-making match, and just 9 seconds into the match, Solomon took the quickest trip down the canvas in history as Chabi's fist hit his face. It was a quick and decidedly humbling lesson to Solomon that in the cage, if you're trying to be too cool, you'll be the first to go out cold. Showing off has never been good for anyone, and that's what the so-called Venom's about to find out. Michael Venom Page entered the bout with Douglas Lima as if he was the star of his own action movie, being an absolute brag. But Lima, the silent assassin, had a different ending in mind. With a calculated low kick, Lima chopped Page down and he landed directly on the canvas. It was a clear lesson to him that in the world of combat, the loudest one in the room is often the first to fall asleep. Next up, we have the much-anticipated match between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor. McGregor, known for his flashy style and trash-talking prowess, started strong, securing victories in the first 3 rounds. But Mayweather, the seasoned veteran, quickly adjusted his strategy and targeted McGregor's body instead of looking for a direct KO. As the fight progressed, McGregor's fatigue became evident, and Mayweather capitalized on his advantage. In the end, Mayweather achieved a TKO victory in round 10, leaving McGregor's loud mouth silenced. It seems that all his talk couldn't keep up with the skill and experience of a true trained killer. In their August 2015 bout, Shane Mosley and Ricardo Mayorga decided to have a little chat in the ring. Mosley, a seasoned warrior, came prepared for a real fight, while Mayorga seemed more interested in just cashing checks and playing the fool. With his hands down and his mouth running, Mayorga, being good at trash talking, being a cocky hipster, thought he could get under Mosley's skin with his tricks. But Mosley stayed focused, unbothered by the circus act, decided to let his fists finish the conversation. In the 6th round, he delivered a body shot that sent Mayorga to the canvas, proving that when it comes to boxing, it's better to be good at that like a trained killer than running your mouth. And as Mayorga found out, sometimes the only paycheck you receive is a reality check, courtesy of your opponent's fists. How's that for direct deposit? Here we have the match when Mike Tyson, at the age of 19, faced Donnie Long, who fancied himself the master of disaster. Long boasted about his punching power, but as soon as the bell rang, it was clear he was in over his head. Tyson, with the fierceness of a hungry lion, threw in a set of punches that had Long cycling around the ring, finding a way to end this. And he did find it. Not how he wanted it to, but what other option was there? The fight, scheduled for 6 rounds, was over in less than 90 seconds, with Long probably wondering if someone had swapped his boxing gloves for bicycle handles. It was a lesson in humility that unless you're Tyson, who did both with accuracy, hit hard, and talk big, than Donnie. Danapa Big Shot Camp, with a losing streak longer than a grocery list, decided to face against Ahmed Dib. In the first round, he kept taunting instead of throwing punches. It was like watching a silent movie where the only sound was the audience's anticipation of the inevitable. Dib, not one for dramatic arts, served up a reality check as he threw a combination of punches at Danapa in round 2. Danapa hit the mat faster than a dropped microphone. As he took a nap on the canvas, one could almost see his boxing career waving him a goodbye. In the end, Danapa's record now looked more like a cry for a career change. The showdown between Albanian welterweight Florian Marcoux and Brit Tommy Broadbent wasn't just a regular boxing match, it had turned into a real clash of egos. Broadbent spent the entire time teasing Marcoux, doing silly moves and challenging him to throw more punches. It was like he thought he was in a play instead of a serious boxing match. On the other side, Marcoux played it cool, showing the patience with his boxing gloves. Finally, in the last round, he landed a solid body shot that ended Broadbent's theatrics, throwing him down. It's safe to say Broadbent's only achievement that night was making a fool out of him. Adonis Stevenson, defending his WBC light heavyweight title against Thomas Williams Jr., found himself in an unusual dance-off at the end of the 2nd round. Perhaps Williams mistook the ring for a disco. He decided to bust some moves, mocking Stevenson with a dance as the bell rang. But Stevenson, not one to be outdone in the brawl, responded in the fourth round with a devastating left hand that turned Williams' dance into a stumble and consequently a fall. The fight ended with Williams on the canvas and Stevenson retaining his championship belt. In the opening act of our next boxing spectacle, Ryan Garcia and Braulio Rodriguez faced off against each other in the legendary Madison Square Garden. Rodriguez, aiming to unsettle the young Garcia, uses psychological tactics before the fight kicks off. But his efforts are swiftly countered by a precise left hook and a right-hand combo from Garcia, leaving Rodriguez lying on the canvas in the very first round. In the second round, Rodriguez shook off his punches as if they were mere annoyances, entertaining the audience with his theatrics. However, Garcia remained unimpressed by the show. He responded with a series of calculated blows. And lastly, a powerful left uppercut followed by a left hook that sent Rodriguez onto the ring apron. This drama tells us how easy it is for a skilled and composed fighter to subdue a trash-talking challenger. I think we can all agree that a well-timed left hook speaks louder than any words. Moving on to the next destruction, we have Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana. Broner, with a high level of confidence, declares all hard work is easy work, promising to make easy work out of Maidana. The fight, however, unfolds like a tragedy for Broner. Maidana, seemingly unimpressed with Broner's pre-fight amusements, responds with a series of punches that enchanted the crowd's cheers. The left hooks and right punches are not just strikes. Broner, who had once humped Maidana earlier in the fight to tease him, now found himself on the receiving end of a unanimous decision defeat in Texas. To me, this was the best response. Next, we have Ashley Sexton versus Usman Ahmed. Ahmed enters the ring as if he just won a lottery, dancing and cheering for himself, but quickly learned that Sexton's not a fan of his dance moves. Sexton, aptly named Flash, delivers a right hand that turns Ahmed's head into a bubblehead showpiece. The punch is so powerful, one might think Ahmed's head was on a round-trip flight to the upper decks. The knockout was a swift and decisive one, as Ahmed's pre-fight joy turned into post-fight agony. In an electrifying fight between Sadiri faced Maxwell, the 30-year-old super lightweight. Maxwell, who had already been tasted the canvas twice in the face-off, trailing on the scorecards, having tasted the canvas twice earlier, found himself running out of time as in the 10th round at the Morningside Arena in Leicester. Sadiri was very comfortable being in the lead, and then he got the best idea to conclude the game. Why not showcase my super cool dance skills mid-flight? He taunted Maxwell, miming a bow, dancing with his hands behind his back, and even daringly exposed his chin. But Maxwell, against the odds, showed unwavering determination. In a jaw-dropping twist with just 14 seconds left, he unleashed a devastating right hand, sending Sadiri off his feet to the canvas. A knockout finale that proved there's more to a fight than just showmanship. Looking back to 2010, where Edison Miranda stepped in the ring against Lucien Bute. Miranda, having already lost the first 2 rounds and absorbing some heavy shots, decided to showcase a bit of daring. In an attempt to hide the damage done by Bute, Miranda lowered his hands, clowning in the middle of the ring. After all, who needs a solid defense when you can dazzle the audience? Bute, without any mistake, seized the opportunity and delivered a perfectly timed left uppercut that sent Miranda face down. A moment where overconfidence met a harsh ride back to the reality this provides that even the most unexpected punches can turn the tables in the ring. Lastly, in the ring clash between Joe Harden and Johan Cios, the early rounds favored Harden as Scott saw success with precise shots. However, his confidence led to showboating, and he decided to turn the fight into a dance spectacle. Cios seized the opportunity when he saw an opening and capitalized on it with a well-timed crushing head kick, ending the dance party. The transition from flamboyant moves to a knockout was a lesson in the unpredictability of the fight game. Cios emerged as the silent yet lethal performer, while Harden's flashy dance moves became a meme for the history. And there you have it, folks, 15 loudmouth punks who were given a reality check by a hard punch. It's a lesson as old as time. In the ring, your fists need to be louder than your mouth, unless you're aiming for a career in stand-up comedy. Which one of these reality checks was your favorite? Let us know your thoughts. If you want to see more of such brutal responses, make sure to hit that subscribe button hard and turn on the notification bell. See you next time.